Hey everyone, I wanted to let you know a little bit about my kids today. I'm going to try and load this directly to Facebook instead of putting it on YouTube, so I hope that you guys can see it a little bit better that way. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you today about Brayden. He is my 5-year-old. He'll be 6 in October. Just a little bit of background on Brayden is, his mom, me, I don't do pregnancies very well. So at 30 weeks, 28, they wanted to put me on bed rest at 28 weeks, but I made it to 30 weeks, and then they put me on bed rest. He no longer had any fluid surrounding him, and they couldn't really figure out what was going on. So we made it to 35 weeks before I had dilated to 4.5 centimeters, and they admitted me to the hospital, and they said, we're gonna go ahead and break your water. And so it's like, okay, that's fine, and go ahead and have a baby. Well, when they broke my water, I started bleeding really bad, and the doctors thought that they might have ruptured my placenta when they broke my water. So they rushed me in for an emergency C-section, and that was a little traumatic because I had skipped all those chapters. I didn't have to worry about that when I had my daughter. My delivery was fine. Everything went perfect with her. She was a little early, but, that's my easy bake oven. It just happens that way. But anyways, so they had told me after I had Brayden that I would be able to hold him after they did the C-section, and that wasn't the case because he actually couldn't breathe because he was so early. His lungs hadn't finished developing. And so he had to be admitted to the NICU and put on the CPAP. And that was really hard because I didn't get to see him for 24 hours after he was born. I wasn't allowed to get up or move or anything like that, so I had to wait. And then they couldn't get him to eat, so he was on a feeding tube, and he actually stayed in the NICU a lot longer than he needed to just because he wouldn't eat. And that continued to be a problem with him for about the first 4 years. He just would nibble and pick and just wasn't interested in food at all, and that was kind of a continuing problem at home. But he also suffered from eczema, and that's something that he inherited from his dad's side of the family. And it would get really bad, and it would cover his entire body, especially in the wintertime. And he would just itch, and he would scratch, and he would bleed, and I'd never seen anything like it because I didn't have that problem. But so now that Brayden has been taking Juice Plus for a year, his appetite is back. Like, this kid will eat and eat and eat, and he loves vegetables and salads. And my kids could be completely vegetarian and they would be okay with that because they love their fruits and vegetables that much. His eczema, though, is gone, like completely gone. He hasn't had it in a year. The only time I've seen maybe a little bit of it flare up where you get like a little rough patch would be after we go swimming in a chlorine pool, like a public pool. It would flare up just a little bit, but that was a couple months ago, and it hasn't happened really since then. So the longer he's on Juice Plus, the better that it gets, and he's actually gaining weight. He's growing. He's thriving. His teachers are so impressed with him at school. He's retained all the information that he needed from pre-K to move forward in kindergarten. They're giving him special assessment tests. He's doing wonderfully, and I am so proud of him and so grateful to be his mom.